Hi guys. So we are here at home, coming live from our house. I would like to introduce that's my husband Abraham. I'm Angela. Uh, well, we would like to introduce this page where we say dump not but fix.
Yes. Yeah. The question is, why do people get divorced? Why do all of a sudden the someone who meant the whole lot of the world to you, all of a sudden is no longer interested in you? So those are the questions that we need to highlight on this platform, because those are very, very critical questions, because the marriage is a very, very sacred plan that was designed by God Himself.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like he's saying, very true. That will be one of the questions we will be discussing, and more of it we want to also know why people are having problems with dealing with their finances in their houses. Why do people fall out of love of each other? Why is the shape becoming a problem? Why is little things that people find that they are just too much and they are unfixable, is what we'll be talking about. So we'll come with parenting, finances, infidelity. We'll come with communication, with romance, intimacy. We'll try and touch as much as we can. And from our opinion, from our marriage experience, and from other people we have spoken to who have also spoken about their marriages and the few things that we have learned so far. And we would like to bring this to the public at large. And this is due to few things. We can call them young couples or young relationships. We are not saying they are young as in age or that, but as you know, every relationship, as long as you're not going forward and you're stuck somewhere and you're not understanding a lot of few things, even in marriage you can classify whether it's young, it's a grown up, or it's mature, or things like that. So even us will bring more of advisors from the mature couples, and we will try and answer best of most of the questions that are asked by the younger couple. They are coming, they're already there after a few years, and everything that is gonna follow. So
Yeah, basically, we are looking at a scenario whereby we looked at this thing and to say, look, to every creation there is a designer, obviously.
oh yes,
If we talk
definitely.
about vehicles, we've got BMWs, we've got Audis and so forth. There are
Yes,
different kinds
you're
of
right.
cars,
Yes,
German-made,
yes.
Italians and whatever, British. But the idea is, to every creation there is a designer. And when a designer creates something, there is a manual. There are procedures that you have to follow. There are qualified people to fix that kind of a vehicle in case it has any problem.
That's
In
very
in,
true.
in, in in regards to marriage, you have to base, the question is, where do you base your marriage?
That's very true. That's very
The
true.
basis should be, obviously, the foundation of any particular marriage. For it to succeed, it must be the designer himself, which is the creator, God Himself. It
Yes.
doesn't matter which nationality you are, ethnic grouping, political affiliation, whatever. The idea is to have your foundation. In whose hands is your marriage?
That's very
So,
true.
if
That's
the
very true.
designer can create something with a manual, so the best way is to tap into that manual.
And
And
see.
if you can't find basically the actual thing in the manual, you can consult the people. There are people who are qualified to speak into marriages.
Oh yes.
People have
Yes,
got the
we've got plenty.
experience, the Wanabukombe, Washubukombe,
Yes.
the
Yes.
elders in the churches,
Yes.
and our brothers and sisters that can give the guidance that we need into the marriage. Obviously, you don't expect to take your dirty linen or your circumstances that you can't resolve to somebody who can actually end up using them against you.
Oh, yeah,
So
that's very true.
that's where we come in on this platform, not to judge, not to make it like we are perfect. We are learning
Yeah,
things.
we're still
We've been
learning
married for
very
the
much.
past 16 years.
Yes, and we have got so much that we have to learn, and we still fight for little and minor things. We still have to correct all the time. So, yeah, he's right. We need to do that. And the question, the thing is, there is no one size fits all. Everybody is different because we are all different individuals. So even what we are going to speak here, we're not going to say it will exactly or it will be the perfect thing that you're going to use in a marriage. We will try and highlight to say, to give an idea of what you can use. Then you can modify or create or find out what is the problem in your relationship, what is the problem in your marriage, in your parenting, in your finances, or everything. Then you can actually draw up your own. It's, draw up your own movie, draw up your own story, draw up something in your life that you want, how you want something to
obviously
come
also
and serve.
investigate.
Yes.
If you're going to tell me that you married a normal woman, then something is wrong. Definitely, all of us we must be abnormal in the face of our partners, because women relate differently to situations. The way women look at companionship is not the way us guys. The first things that we prioritize in the sequence of the importance of things differs.
That's very true.
Us men, we've got areas which comes last as far as women are concerned, but to us they come first.
That's
so
true.
for me to live with that abnormal woman, that is, we need to be two servants that are willing to work together to save each other.
That's very
and
true.
Then work with solutions, because obviously we will crash. You are a woman, I'm a man.
That's very
The way I feel about certain issues, maybe
That's
I can
not
say, my
how I
friend,
feel
this is
about
just a
it.
phone number
Yes.
of a particular somebody, a female friend. But you are telling me, how do I allow that situation whereby,
Yes.
I mean, another female must actually basically phone me or talk other things rather than business or
Exactly.
or
No,
other
it's very
things.
true.
Yeah.
It's very true, and it depends also on the individuality. We're not saying that it's only the girls, it's only the guys who don't, who who have got maybe who don't feel like it's important to have a phone number. Even there are even women who do that, but it depends. Even there is a man who can feel like, no, for me this is a big deal. He can create a story. We are all individuals, and it depends on how we feel. Most of the things that actually shapes our lives and how we respond, how we defend, how we judge, and how we look at things are built from our past, our background, where we raised, or in which home we come from, what we basically do. So all those things actually shape how we see and how we interpret a situation at a
Yes.
particular
Why
time.
would a man leave his beautiful wife, a beautiful family with kids, and venture into other relationships,
just a
extramarital relationships?
funny thing.
So there
Just a
we need
fling.
to look at those solutions whereby we need to fix these things rather than
Exactly.
dumping them.
Yes.
Remember, even if you are not married, you are in a relationship, you are courtships and those things. If you break up in the process, those scars, we carry them to the next relationship. That's
very
why
true.
in the marriages we find that I've got some little box where somebody dumped me 20 years ago,
And
and
that is
I've
very softly
never
kept.
opened up that box to my wife. That's why you find situations whereby people have been married for 50 years, and after the kids are out, the wife says,
I need to go.
I need to
I've
go. And
never
there's-
felt like I belong here. I've
yeah.
never felt like you've loved me
Appreciated
or
and-
appreciated, because it's those things that it's the little things that we keep and we overlook to say they are not very important in relationship, that becomes in mounts and mounts and become a volcano, and one day when they erupt, we don't know how to handle it, because now it's still become a natural disaster.
Yeah, so on this platform we'll discuss those things, the things that we don't usually talk about, our feelings,
Yes.
our fears, the way we take fear as men is
Exactly.
different from the
Exactly.
way women take fear. Women believe that tomorrow will be a different story.
Yes.
Us, once you are fired from your work, you want to take the stress to the home. But if you don't share your story to the woman, that's why women, they need that communicating husband, someone who can give them full information.
Yes.
So they feel different about things. That's why this platform is for us to engage into each other, tap into our experiences,
Yes.
advise one another the best way possible, how to fix that broken part, whether is it to replace another battery or to change a few
Just a
fuses,
fuse,
maybe.
or maybe just
Yeah.
buy another spare part it, and you can be moving. It's not all the time that we really have to dump it and leave it on the roadside and just move on like that and go to find another one. Yeah, so
So dump not, but fix.
Yes.
So the next video we will identify a topic, and definitely very sensitive topics, which are
Yes.
not even easy topics, even in my marriage.
they are not. Yeah,
We
no,
we,
very,
we
very
try
true.
to fight about these things, and we try to look for solutions. The feelings, you need to delete certain things in your life, the things that we carry along from our childhood, we bring them in the marriage, and maybe we never healed from that particular
Yeah,
occurrence.
exactly.
Maybe those small things, because in a relationship where there is fruitfulness, God will come in to bless. Where there is
That's very
harmony,
true.
God is a very jealous God. He works in favorable environments.
Oh,
He
yes.
doesn't work in distorted environments where this one is pulling this side, this
The
one is
other one,
pulling
yeah.
the other side.
Already there is a confusion.
You will crash, obviously, because
there
you have
will be
married a woman and you are a man, different
Yes.
people. So there must be some kind of balancing up, to reduce your ego and be able to listen.
And when he says you married a man and I'm a woman, that's very true. This is actually a call for adventurers. We're supposed to be adventurous, to know who we are and to know if God says this was his plan. What did he really want us to find out from each other, for us to be unity, for us to be one? So obviously there's a lot of things we have to learn. I have to learn, he has to learn me. And yes,
No, and obviously, let's say you've been divorced some time back in your life. It's that time to sit down and reflect on what
went
led
wrong.
to that
Yes.
kind of the conclusion, because that's a very heavy thing. It's something that even in the Bible, it's the only situation where it's allowed is whereby maybe infidelity. And at the end of the day, also it's about the choice.
You do have the free will.
You've
You
got the
can
free will to
choose.
forgive.
If you find out that maybe that infidelity came because you
It
had
was-
contribution,
you
or
had
you
yeah.
guys didn't work out things, or you didn't start on a good note, definitely you can say, okay, let's go back to the drawing board and let's write this thing together and let's start together and let's see how best we can avoid this. Because infidelity is not a one-sided thing. Actually, like I listen to, when you listen to other people who advise on marriage, they say infidelity, actually, you created the two of you. Because somehow you cheated for him to go and cheat, or he cheated for you to go and cheat.
Or rather,
So,
it's just
yeah.
maybe my background. I've got that boy in me that still wants to explore things.
Yes,
to be
we all do
adventurous.
have that one.
But who wins in that particular case?
that's right.
So it's to bring ourselves together, and in our next video, we'll try and see. So you guys, if you have enjoyed this video and
Yes,
you can make a contribution,
Yes, just leave a comment down there, like it, subscribe
something.
suggest something.
Tell us
Then
a
let's
story,
see how we can,
and let's see how we can handle it.
How
Where
we
we
can
can
talk
help,
those
we help.
things.
Where we can,
Yes.
consult, we do consult. But the bottom line, Don't dump, but fix.
Fix.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Keep well.